Hey YouTubians, it's Tony here from We Try Anything, the channel that likes to try anything so you don't have to. What we're going to have a quick look at today is controllers. And I know we've got an Xbox controller, and this was an Xbox controller that was from my original Xbox, which I bought about 4 or 5 years ago. And this was from the black large cased version, not the white ones and the smaller ones that you can get. The original Xbox One, as opposed to the One X or the One S or the Series S or the Series X. This is the actual original Xbox controller. Now the reason why I'm featuring this is what I got with the Xbox, and it works great, and we've had it for, as I say, I've had it for 5 years, and it's had some good use, and it's been brilliant. And as you can see, obviously it's not been damaged or anything, it still works today. But what I thought I'd show you is what it doesn't have is, obviously it doesn't have, you have to get a adapter to be able to plug your headphones into this area here, so you can do when you do multiplayer, you can talk or you can use chat, and you can obviously play your sound through the Xbox controller into your headphone or into your headset. So what I did, I thought, as opposed to some time ago, you're talking about, well, just under a year ago, or I'd say about a good 8 months ago, I wanted to get a newer controller that obviously had the little 3.5mm jack here. It was a bit newer, and I didn't really want to spend the £40 or £50 that a brand new controller costs, because to me, I might as well put that towards another Xbox, really. So what I went out and did was bought a controller from Argos. Now this is a refurb unit, and the actual refurbished unit was boxed. It was great and everything, and it was at the price of £25. Now there's a moral to this story, and what I'm going to say is it's great. It worked well for the first 6 months, 5-6 months, and it had the 3.5mm jack. Obviously it's battery powered, as per this black one here. Because they all are, really. They're not like the PlayStation controllers where you actually charge the battery via the USB connector. But this one here, it was a nice colour. I mean, they had it in other colours as well, and this was bought from Argos in Stanley, or their clearance section. But I would imagine you could have got this on eBay as well. But interestingly, this was bought from Argos. It was bought from Argos for £25, and it wasn't sold as brand new. It was obviously sold as refurb. And as I said, for the 3.5mm jack and all that, and for the first 3 or 4 months, it was great. But after that, what I started to get was, when you use the right thumbstick here, which you can see operated like this, it started to, when you kind of went round like that, you felt like there was something just not letting you going over there. And what I was also noticing was the kind of a drift. So if you play games, I'll give you an example. If you're into Warzone and you go on the map, and you can use the thumbsticks here to move the little cursor about, or any other games, it had what would be termed as a kind of a controller drift, where you could see the cursor moving slowly, even though you haven't got the controller in your hands. Now at that time it was all right. It was something I lived with. But more and more, this was not allowing me to go over to there. Now, after a while, it got to a point where I couldn't really use this controller as such. And I ended up opening this unit up. And the reason why I opened the unit up, I should have really took it back to Argos, but I opened the unit up, which was done via, as you can see here, just by prizing these off, using your kind of torque screws and torque screwdrivers and stuff like that to get it off. And what had happened was, there's a little piece here that had come away. Now I'd taken it away, and and it started working again, but after a while it's just wasn't as responsive and what have you. And even though it did work, it just wasn't the same. And the reason why I thought I'd feature this on the channel was for the pure reason that there's a saying that you buy cheap, you buy twice. And I gotta admit, when it comes to this, while it's refurb, and I could have probably took it back, but unfortunately I lost the receipt, I got rid of the box, so there was no real way of me proving that I'd bought this from Argos. Which is a shame, because I've got to admit, I've got to give props to Argos. If there's anything that you want to return, they are absolutely A1 at returning stuff. You know, they will look at the item, but 9 times out of 10 I've returned headphones and all sorts that have not worked after a couple of months, and they've been brilliant. But in this instance, as I haven't got the paperwork or any receipts or any box to this item just to say, you know, this doesn't work, can I get a new one, I just thought, you know, I ended up going back to what was the original controller, and I still use this to this day, and it's been after 4 or 5 years worth of use. And I just thought I'd highlight it on the channel that you got to be careful with certain refurb products, and especially when it comes to this sort of thing, because obviously these do get a good, you know, they get a good hammering by people, and they are designed to be, you know, good to use and stuff like that. And you know, my thing is with this, I paid £25 and I ended up going back to this, and obviously it was my fault because I lost the receipt. But the problem is you do get this kind of controller drift there. So what I would say to you is, and that was the main reason featuring it on this channel and reviewing it, because I've reviewed the Apple Watch on the channel, which is a refurb unit here, and it still works, it's brilliant, it hasn't gone wrong or anything like that. But as a refurbished item, I thought I'd just feature this here, just to give you a kind of heads up really, is if you were to buy anything like this, keep the receipt, by all means use away and buy it and stuff like that. I get some use out of it, but my adage is with this sort of thing, it does get a use, and obviously, you know, you got to be pretty, it's got to be lightning quick and stuff like that for kind of competitive play, especially with games like Warzone and the like. It does get some use, and as I said, my adage is I do find that with certain refurb items, as long as you're covered with the receipt and stuff, if you do buy cheap, you buy twice. And I would say err on the side of caution on this and buy a brand new one, and keep your eye out for the offers that Argos do tend to do, or Amazon, or the likes of Currys and stuff like that, because you can get these around the £40 to £45 mark. Now, what I would say is, obviously you've got the Xbox One S coming out soon, and something like this, you know, I don't know how they will be compatible with these new consoles and what have you. And obviously these will change again to the new versions of the controllers, which might have a few more features on them. I believe they've got an upload feature here and stuff like that. So, you know, it might be worth holding on. But I thought I would just highlight it on the channel that, you know, if you are going to look at something like this, I would probably steer away from the refurb kind of things to get for controllers and stuff. I mean, you might be lucky, and I might have been unlucky with a unit where it's got a piece that came out and it drifts and stuff like that. So just to kind of summarize, yes, you do get these at half price, and if you've got a good one that lasts for a while, then, you know, it's money well spent. But with my experience, I'll never go refurb again on something like this unless I know I've got a backup of a receipt and obviously a guarantee, and keep the box. So, you know, take from it what you will, but I hope, you know, this video has been an honest video worth watching about sort of refurb hand controllers as such for the Xbox, and you might be the same with the PlayStation 4 or what have you. And, you know, if you did like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos of this ilk or more videos from the channel, then please click on the subscribe button just here, I think, on the screen. And we look forward to seeing you next video. Goodbye.